Hi, everybody. Colin Casey here, Wealth Advisor at Stonebridge Financial Partners, coming to you with our third quarter, second quarter review video for all of you to enjoy. A couple personal updates for me. My daughter, she is a little bit older than 1 year, about 15 months now, and she is walking, so we've been chasing her around and enjoying that. I am now an enrolled agent, passed all my licensing for becoming a tax professional. So, as many of you know, with our holistic financial planning approach, we pay very close attention to taxes, but gone a step further to get that licensing done. So, that's pretty exciting. Also, we have a new team member, a client service associate, has joined to work with me directly. She's also going to be helping Don Sizik and other teammates in the office a little bit, back office, but her name is Dawn Kramer. And soon we'll have an email communication coming out for you to get to know her a little bit more, but she is a seasoned professional and super sweet. I know that all of you will enjoy working with her, so that's pretty cool. We have a lot of exciting things that have gone on in the second quarter. We'll talk a little bit about the details on things and how things have been going, but certainly the most notable item here is that markets are at all-time highs, so that's certainly a good thing. What we have constantly been working on since the beginning of this year, and just when we're at times like these, is working through our financial plans with our clients. For our clients that are looking at their plans holistically, we're constantly trying to stay ahead of making sure that we have enough investments that are in our safe buckets. So pretty much we're going to be ready to go moving into whatever happens in the future, because we really can't predict what's going to happen. So certainly some pros and cons on what's going on, and we'll get into that now. So interestingly, in the second quarter, we have a new Federal Reserve Chairman, Kevin Warsh. So with a change after Jerome Powell for the last 8 years, we'll see just philosophy and how things go. We've, of course, had the ongoing Iran conflict. We still have the Russia-Ukraine conflict. We experienced SpaceX. That was the largest IPO ever. Pretty cool. That raised $75 billion, and now we have Elon Musk as the world's first trillionaire. Good for him. Some pros for economics in the first or in the second quarter here. Things that have been driving the market to continue to go up. Our corporate profit margins are near record highs. Consumer spending is resilient. U.S. manufacturing activity is at strongest levels in 3 years, and employers continue to add jobs at a pace exceeding expectations. The challenges that persist: inflation has moved higher. Certainly, we've all seen higher gas prices. That doesn't help. The federal debt now exceeds annual U.S. economic output. This is since the first time since World War II, so that's a long time ago. It's interesting. Consumer spending has become increasingly concentrated. The top 10% of income earners are accounting for roughly half of consumer expenditures. With these 3 points, and with unemployment remaining pretty stable, monetary policy forecasts have been shifting a little bit. We've expected a potential of rate decreases. Now we might be in territory of a potential 25 basis point rate increase by the end of the year. So certainly interesting. For fixed income bond holdings with higher interest rates, a positive is that people are experiencing higher yields in those bond holdings, and higher yields have largely been absent during 2009 to 2020 periods, where we pretty much were seeing interest rates at historically low. So for our fixed income holdings, that's a good thing with higher interest rates, because we're able to earn a little bit more yield. So hopefully we don't see too much movement in monetary policy and rate changes. So I don't really forecast that we would see much price depreciation if we see rates go up slightly. So ultimately, just higher yields are a good thing to help with diversification in portfolios, especially for our older clients, more people that are taking money out of their portfolios rather than saving. In the equity markets, after reaching an 8-month low at the end of the first quarter, the U.S. equity markets have made a pretty great recovery. In the second quarter, It's actually the second quarter delivered the strongest quarterly gains since post-pandemic 2020. If you remember that time, how fast things came back after that. Roughly about a 20%, almost a 20% increase in the S&P since the end of the first quarter to where we are now. Disciplined investors with diversified portfolios have been rewarded. We've seen U.S. small caps and mid caps and international investments outpace U.S. investments. So that's certainly good to see. Diversified portfolio is usually the way to go. An underappreciated economic occurrence that's not necessarily gotten a lot of buzz, but certainly interesting. The Supreme Court ruling for the broad tariff implementation in 2025, the Supreme Court noted that that the tariffs exceeded the authority granted under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. So this requires the federal government to refund the previously collected tariffs. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection estimates that it's about $166 billion that will be reimbursed to privately held businesses, so or the private sector. So this is roughly about 145 billion is still to be refunded to the private sector. So in other words, it's looked at as possibly a sizable fiscal stimulus that's being pumped back into the system with these tariffs coming back into play. So again, pretty exciting stuff. In the second quarter, we're at all-time highs. We're planning ahead, right? Can't predict the future. Got to check in on those financial plans. If we haven't talked recently or in the coming months, it'll be important if you have anything going on to reach out to me. Other things that we've been working on too, at least, when things are good like this, you start to really think about what in your financial plan can you be focusing on? Like, what is a well-rounded approach to your finances? So think of something like the 7Fs. You could look this up, but finances, faith, future, family, fun, fitness, and friends. So in those 7F areas, is there anything in your life that you're falling short on or that you want to work towards, as it relates to your overall financial picture for well-being that I can help you with? If there's anything that you want to talk about that you feel like you're struggling with, or you want to look to work towards those goals to improve your overall financial well-being or just your well-being in general, I'm always here for you. So please reach out. Thank you for watching the video, and of course, appreciate your business very much. It's an honor to work with you, and we'll talk to you soon.